The book titled that is Teaching Memories is a book written by Dr. Lukas Homateni. The book reflects on his interesting childhood and so many other things that happened in his life. He now joins us in studio to shed more light on the book. Good morning, Doctor, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning, Lord, and good morning to the viewers.
Okay. Now, let's see, why did you need to write this book, and what inspired you? I know we're all having different memories of how we grew up as children, and specifically, why such a title, Teaching Up Memories?
Oh, thank you. I'm already in the writing space, given my background of what I do, because I'm a senior lecturer at the University of Namibia. So I teach subjects related to research and writing and what. So I'm already also an academic author. I have authored many papers, articles, academic journal articles. And then I thought, okay, I have written this where you have to quote someone, to say someone, so that if something is authentic is when we have cited someone's work. But we also have our own stories that we have not written. So given my interesting childhood, as you put it, also, and also given some of the aspects that happened in my life, like one of the significant aspects is that of 2021 when I lost my wife. So I thought, why can't I document this? So that is actually what triggered me to just document my whole stories, just memories, just like the title is saying. To stitch means to put things together, right? You have this part, you take a part, you take a part, you take a part, and then you stitch it, and then you'll be able to use it. So the title is actually stitching, taking memories from here and here and here, and just to document it.
Okay. Now, I like the fact that you're attributing that. I know especially we are always prone to say that things are only relevant and make sense when we are taught in Western political philosophy to quote the Aristotles, the Platos, that's when it makes sense. But the fact that we are writing also an African narrative and talking about your experience also contributes to that literature that we are missing so much, because we only tell stories from generation to generation, and it's all you hear when your grandfather is sitting at Olupale, and that's where it ends, and it's not documented, and eventually gets lost. I think the fact that you also mentioned that there said moments where you are paying tribute to your late wife, how did writing about this specifically make you feel? And I know that, you know, there were limitations when she's passed, and it was during COVID-19, and you not possibly have wanted to celebrate her life the way that you would have wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. You know, with grieving, answering the question of how it made me feel, grieving is not linear. It doesn't have the beginning and the end. It's something like a circular. You repeat, you do this today, you think you are better, tomorrow you again feel the same way. So writing about what I felt and how I wanted to pay tribute to her, it was part of grieving. Of course, it made me feel better in some ways, but it also give an indication that when grief is there was also love. Okay? So it made me feel that, okay, this is a person that I love, so I need to talk about how I felt, how we met, etc. So some of these aspects I've mentioned them in the book. And of course, this tragedy happened during COVID, where many things have changed. So you were allowed to grieve online, for example. Yeah, you are grieving alone. People only there for you virtually, and all that. So I thought, okay, let me just write a book. Also, the book would be ideal because we have small children that were not aware of what really transpired, and now as they grow, I tell you, they ask difficult questions. And of course, we are all not guaranteed to be here. I thought, okay, documenting this, when they grow and matured enough, they'll be able to read what really happened, who are we, where are we coming from. Yeah, also this book, from it, there's an aspect of me including a family tree, tracing it some 6 to 7 generations. So my family members and whoever want to understand where they're coming from, they will be able to use the book as a reference to understand themselves better.
Okay. Now, I understand the book also tries to serve as an encouragement to other people in search of trying to achieve their desired dreams. How do you hope that your journey, the way that it's reflected in your writing, will also inspire other people?
Yeah, of course. I'm not to say my journey is the best, of course. The main aim is to encourage people to document their journey, to document their memory, because each story is unique, each story is beautiful. Of course, I know there are very beautiful stories that are not documented, and me documenting mine is just an encouragement for them to start documenting that we need to tell our own stories. It's not our own stories if you don't tell them. If somebody else tell our stories on our behalf, there is a possibility that they will distort it. Of course, so mine is to just encourage people to write their own stories, also for people to reflect and relate. There are people who are going through challenges, because if you read the book, there are some challenges that I went through and I've not given up, and then sometimes some of them I've given up. Of course, it's life, but some people can be able to relate and just say, okay, oh, life is like this, I can also do this. But the main aspect is really to just document it and be able to read our own literature.
Indeed, we don't always want to hear when the hunter is writing. Yeah. We also want to hear how the hunted are feeling. Otherwise, the narrative will always be one way. Now, we know that anyone can write, like you indicated, can write about their stories, everyone's story matters. But seeing across of all the different publications that people have written about their stories, what possibly makes yours unique and different from the rest? Of course, it cannot be the same. What sparks it apart?
Yeah, it's not, of course, all the stories and memories and everything are different. We don't have the same things, and they're all interesting. What makes it more interesting is that it's documented. Others are just there, they are beautiful, but they are not documented. You are the only one that knows your story. And maybe somebody closer to you, and they cannot tell it as is. So what makes it very beautiful now is that it's documented. People will be able to read it, people will be able to learn it. And also, of course, now that I've documented it, I'm also seeing opportunities. Of recent, I was just contacted by a local university, where they probably read the book or came across the book as teaching memories, and they would want to use the book as part of their teaching in their literature department. Okay. So it's making it beautiful, and it's also opening opportunities for me.
Imagine your own personal reflections even being cited possibly in literature. Training our future teachers in English. The book was launched last month. Yeah. Talk to us about how the people have received it so far.
Oh, it was beautiful. Okay, well, I didn't expect it to be as overwhelming, because even in planning, I was very modest. But on the launch, it was packed. A lot of people showed up. We had to even tell some people to go back because the venue was really packed. And then also, after people have read the book, I've received very positive comments. No, I can relate to this. No, I like the part. I laughed here. No, I felt bad about this, because it's a conglomeration of both very funny memories and some sad memories and some educational memories. So it was received very well, and I love the positivity. Of course, there might be some negative comments that I have not come off aware of, but what we are here for is a positive comment that we have received so far.
Okay. Now, from here, what are your future plans, and how much is the book, and where can one be able to purchase it?
Okay, I'm assuming my future plans is about writing.
More writing? Yes.
Yes, of course. No, I'm busy writing, because once you start writing, it's very difficult to stop. It's like how when you start studying. That's why you see many people having qualifications. After qualification, it becomes an addiction of sort. So as I am currently busy with 2 books now. See, I started with one. It was my first non-academic work. So now I'm working on 2. So one is on more related to academic, where I'll be writing about research and conducting research, qualitative research and all that in education. And then the other one is building on this one, where, because I didn't put so much emphasis on loss and what. So I'm writing one on dealing with loss. So just to deal with loss in general, so that people will be able to relate as to how can we deal with loss. So those are the 2 projects that I'm busy with, and I'm hoping by maybe early next year or so, I'll be able to launch these 2 books. Okay.
For those that are interested in getting the book, where can they be able to get it?
Okay. So far, I'm still in negotiation with 2 book shops. I don't think I should mention their names now, because the negotiations are not yet done. So they want to be contacted for the book. So if they need the book, you are free to give my number, and then they contact me, and then we do delivery in Windhoek. If there are people are not in Windhoek, those who are outside Windhoek, we do courier, but sometimes at their own cost. So unless otherwise, we have someone that we can send it with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well. Dr. Homateni, thank you very much for making time to speak to us this morning. We look forward to the next 2 publications.
Thank you so much, Lord, and thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, that was Dr. Lukas Homateni, who is a book author titled Stitching Memories. The book reflects on his interesting childhood as well as other things that happened in his life, indicating that the book is also available by calling him on 081-2176-291, and is able to deliver it in Windhoek or alternatively courier